Welcome to another episode of Comic Book Science Literally, where we're doing some experiments using an actual comic book. Today, we're going to talk about Aquaman. You know how every time he gets out of the water, he's already dry? Well, we're going to try to produce this effect using the comic book. So what we're going to do is put a hydrophobic coating on Aquaman and on the side of the comic, but not in the middle. And then we're going to spray some water on the comic and see what it does. First thing you want to do is make a rectangle on the outer side of the comic book. That way, we're going to keep the water inside. So I'm just tracing lines directly on the plastic. I want to keep that DC logo. So as you're writing on the plastic, then you do the outline with your ink. That will help you to cut out the board afterwards. So what you simply do is use a marker and do the outline of the character that you want to keep dry. So once you have your outline, you can remove the comic. By using scissors, we cut out the parts that we don't want. So basically what we want is to keep Aquaman dry and the surrounding of the comic, and the rest will stay as is. All right, so what I'm going to be using is the Never Wet Multi-Surface Hydrophobic Coating. So basically the idea here is that you're creating a coating that's hydrophobic, that does not like water, that has a different polarity than water. Okay? So this Never Wet product comes in two steps, a base coat and a top coat. So we're going to apply the base coat first. So I put my hand on my stencil and I spray everywhere else around. So after you've applied the base coat, you got to wait for half an hour. So during that time, just read a comic book. So after step one, you're going to be using step two, top coating. Same principle, open, put your hand on the stencil you just made to make sure it doesn't move out of place, and spray away. Now you got to wait another 30 minutes. So that's a perfect time to read another comic book. Now it's all dry. Make sure whenever you put that coating that you don't put your finger on it, because that might do some smearing here. Oh well. So we're going to remove this and put the comic book in a plate that can contain the water and pour some water over him. Aquaman's repelling all the water. You see, all the water stays on the outside, nothing on Aquaman. And here, the water actually levels off and doesn't exit the comic book, because it creates a hydrophobic shield around the comic. And then Aquaman here is completely dry, and the water's all around him, and we can even pour more water. Here you go. And see, the water just flows away. Now it covers his hand because there's just too much water. We're going to lower the camera so you can see how thick the water film is. So the water sticks on the ruler because the ruler is not hydrophobic, meaning it's not pushing away the water. But as soon as I remove the ruler, the water exits Aquaman's suit. Good job, Aquaman. So you could use this even on your clothing to make yourself a t-shirt that would repel wine and all that stuff. Just because it's hydrophobic, meaning that it doesn't link with the water. Water being very polar, this is non-polar. Cool stuff. All right, see you later.